et directeur du personnel des joueurs à venir à l'avant, mesdames et messieurs, head coach Frank Klopas.
Merci. Not that many applause, but I would expect that after a season that we had, you know. It's just good to get some applause anyway. It's very good, but it really is great to see everyone here tonight and be close to the fan base, to the loyal fan base that supported the team and this organization for so many years. And it's amazing how time goes by so fast, because I remember a year ago to this night we were here. It was snowing that night. It was snowing tonight. But regardless of that, the turnout is fantastic. We love this city. We're committed 100% to the team and to the city, and I know, and I'm very optimistic with the plan that we've laid forward for 2015. I think everyone will be a lot happier next year at this time. I promise you that. So obviously I just want to briefly, just a little quick recap of 2014. I know Joey touched a little bit about the objectives that we set, but for sure, from our standpoint, it was a difficult season. I think as an organization, as a club, as a team, when you set certain objectives and goals, and you don't meet those goals, obviously you're disappointed in the end. And the most important of all, I think that we want to be a team that's consistent, not only in the play of the field, but every year we're consistent that we're in the playoffs, because once you're in the playoffs, then you put yourself in a position where you're competing for a championship. And I think that's the ultimate goal of this organization, of this team, and where we want to get to. So that consistency on the field, the consistency of being there in a position to win a championship every year is what we strive and we work hard every year to attain and achieve. We've had an opportunity over the 2 weeks as the season has ended to evaluate certain things that have been big concerns. But one thing, obviously, just the amount of injuries from a team standpoint that we've had over the past 2 years. I think 2013, we've had more injuries than 2014, but I think the 2014 season, the time of the injuries and the amount of key players that we missed for a longer period of time hurt the team. And I think we have to evaluate everything from start to finish, the things we've done, the things we could have done better in order to prevent that. Because when you miss key players in a season, I think that hurts the team. Also, as a staff, we're evaluating every training session from start to finish. We've documented, after the training finishes, we sit down and we evaluate every training session. This is something we keep from the first day to the end. And we have to evaluate that, because as a team, when you look at our set pieces, our box defending, things like that, I want to evaluate it from the first day to the end and really see the amount of percentage of the time we put forth in certain things, because we were very good in certain things, but there's other things that we need to improve and get better. And I think this would give us a pretty clear idea of just the amount of time we spent through, not only a week, over the season on certain things that we need to improve on. And obviously I think a key component for me is the scouting department and our ability now, for instance, when we lose certain players, not because we don't make the right offers, but certain players want to go somewhere else, our ability now through the scouting department to have not only 1 or 2 or 3 options, but maybe 5 deep in every position, knowing that when contracts finish, that we can fit them in the salary cap in this league, that they meet the certain criteria based on their position and characteristics that we're looking for. So that's an area that we need to look at and improve for next year, because the decisions that we make on players have a big impact on what we do on the field. But obviously, I've talked to some of the things that we need to improve, the negatives, but also I feel that there's been a lot of positives in the season too. There's been positives in the opportunities for me that a lot of the younger players have gotten this year, whether it's through injuries or when they deserve to play based on their performance in training. I think this has been some great experience that they've gained. I think that's going to help us a lot in the future. I think as a team, the second half of the season, it was a different team. I think we all agreed to that. We were a better team the second half of the season, but still, for me, it wasn't good enough, because if you add the total of points that we got the second half of the season and the first, we're still in a position to make the playoffs, and that's the ultimate goal. We were a better team. I think that's a positive, but we need to improve and get better. I think also the arrival, I have to say, and the difference that really Piatti, when he came, and made to our team. To add a quality piece like that to the final third of the field. His creativity, his ability to score goals, to make everyone's look better. You add one piece like that and you can see the difference that the team had. I really have to say that the addition of the training facility is going to be a huge plus to us and our ability to be able to work in the way that we want to work. And also the USL Pro team. I've had a great relationship with Phil. He's done a tremendous job with the academy, and you've seen, you know, the flow of academy players have come to the first team, and now for him to be leading the USL Pro team and even have a closer relationship is nothing but a plus for the first team. Phil, looking forward to working with you even closer next season. And then obviously, look, I mean, winning the Canadian Cup was a goal that we set from the beginning. I think that was huge to do so, and also advancing and being undefeated in the CCL. I think that's a lot of positive and good momentum going into next year. But obviously we can't rest on that, you know, because as a team we need to improve, we need to evaluate, we need to make difficult decisions, and we need to get better. I've prepared the plan and presented my action plan already to the ownership group, which has been approved, and we've moved forward already. We've moved forward. It's not that this has started a week ago or 10 days ago. This has been presented. We've thought about the moves we want to make. We're taking action steps, and we're very close now to adding key pieces to our team that are going to make the team better. For me, the key areas that we need to improve are the spine of the team. The spine of the team. Our back line, our midfield line, and adding depth to our forward line. We need to bring the most important and key position, and we're right now very close to attaining that. A #1 center back, a quality center back at the right age, that's going to bring athletic ability, that's going to bring the mental strength, a winning mentality, a vocal guy in the back that can organize and who's a winner, and who is able to communicate and lead the guys on the field, and sometimes say the difficult things. It doesn't have to always come from the coaches. So we need one center back that's going to be our #1 center back in the back. We have some very good options right now. They're very close to signing someone I think that would fit in what we want to do from a characteristic, from a personal standpoint, and from an age standpoint, and now that we can bring this guy and have continuity with the team for years to come, and it's just for 1 year. We need to add also, I believe, 2 players in the midfield for me. One pure #6 defensive midfielder. But that's not just a guy that's going to break up plays and win balls and this or that. I want that person to be an organizer on the field for the team, who's going to want the ball in difficult moments out of the back, who's going to dictate the tempo of the game, who's going to give us rhythm, who's also going to be a leader on the field. It's a key position, because right now as teams drop off, the guys in the back are more on the ball, and the #6 is probably one of the most crucial positions on the field. So we need someone, we've identified someone. We're very close, I'm not going to say anything, but the positions I'm mentioning are key players, difference makers to the team. And also a #8 midfielder, a box-to-box midfielder now. The #6 has a more defensive responsibility, the #8 has a 60-40 more attacking role that's going to come and now provide balls to Piatti. Combine, give us assists, get us goal, but also has a defensive responsibility to the team, but it's going to add a lot of quality and athleticism to the middle of the field. And also, we need to add a forward. You know, with the departure of Marco, it's not easy to replace a guy like that. We have a very young and talented player in Jack, but also we need to add some depth there. We have some very good options from outside within the league, and we're going to bring someone with quality that can make us better, and we can push Jack, obviously, and make him better, but also now that's going to compete for a spot there. But the most important thing for me I want to get across is that the players we bring in, because we need to change the mentality of the group. We need to make some changes here. We need to bring players with technical and creative ability, but very important for me, that have the winning mentality. Okay, they bring a lot of leadership on the field, and 3 things that are key. They got to play with determination, they bring intensity to every game, and above all, they bring emotion. Okay, they bring emotion onto the pitch, because football is an emotion game. You do it because it's from your heart. You love it. You gotta want to go on the field and play. And also, we need to bring foremost, want to be here. Want to be here. It's a unique city. I love it here. Not everybody feels the same way, but I love it. I love it. You know, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of demand from the fans. It's different with the media. You have to explain this to the people, what our expectations are high. So we need to bring players that want to be here, that bring these characteristics, but more than anything, it's important that we find guys and players that really want to be a part of this community of the city of the Montreal Impact. We already started, we finalized our 2015 preseason plan. We have a very short window now to prepare for CCL, and this is very important. The first phase will take place here in Montreal in the Olympic Stadium, which is a key because the second match will be in the Olympic Stadium and that will give us an advantage. Our first phase will be there in preparation, and then the second phase we will be in Mexico. We need to adjust adjust to the conditions and the altitude there, so we'll spend over 2 weeks in Mexico so the players are better equipped to face the conditions that we would play against Pachuca. And then obviously when we come here, it's a big advantage for us playing at the Olympic Stadium, especially when we're going to have 60,000 fans, right? Yeah. Fantastic. So I can make sure you have it, no? The other keys that we have to monitor, obviously, because the off-season for the MLS, for me, is way too long. I've never been in a season now where players have over 2.5 months of a break. I know this is something that was discussed since last year, but it's very important. The off-season program that our fitness trainer has put together for the players that we monitor. You know, there's a way where we monitor because they have to check it in the computer. Everyone has a specialized program based on their position and the different kind of characteristics and demands you need on the field. They have to come in and log and put their workload every time. So we monitor there. If they don't, we have to be on top of them because the key is that they have to come in a very good base of fitness because we have 33 days before our first game in Pachuca. And obviously that's not long enough if you don't come in already with a good base. If you're in Greece, you come in with 10 kilos overweight, but that's not the case here. They have to come in, very good base of fitness that we can move along and not go to and prepare the way that we prepared our plan here. So there's an ability for us to monitor. We're going to be on top of them, and I think it's crucial now also that the players in their exit physical have been very specific. And they understand that we're here for one reason next year, to make sure that we hit all the objectives. And in closing, you know, I'd just like to say that I know that we will be ready for Champions League and for the start of the 2015 season. And if we bring the players that have outlined, and we really look hard at this season, because anytime you go through a difficult moment, and it's never, as a coach, this was very difficult for me as a young coach. You know, it's easy. I think you stumble, but your ability now to look at those difficult moments and learn and become better, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And I think if we bring the players with the characteristics, the mentality that I've outlined, okay, I'm very positive. I'm always an optimistic person. I know that the objectives that we've set forth in 2014, I'm very confident that we'll reach them in 2015. And I know that everyone's going to put everything into it and try to do so. I'm very thankful, really honestly, because, and in closing, I know I've talked too much, they're going to call me out for the opportunity to continue to be the coach here, because it's not easy. Anywhere in the world you have a difficult season after 4 or 5 games, you're no longer here. So my ability to be able to continue and do the work that I started is very important, because continuity is